birth name wasn't Teresa. It was Anjezi Kochebojaksiu. And she was born in a quiet town, part of the Ottoman Empire back then. Now it's North Macedonia.
That really anchors it, doesn't it? This huge life starting in such a specific, maybe unexpected place.
Exactly. Okay, let's unpack this. So the story starts August 26, 1910. Small, peaceful town, born into an ordinary Christian family. But, and this seems key, a family with this incredibly strong moral compass. Seems like it really laid the groundwork.
Oh, definitely. And that compass, it came straight from her parents. Her father, yeah, he was a businessman, but he was also deep into social work, using his own resources to help out. Her mother, well, she sounds like she was remarkably kind, very devout, often had the poor right there in their homes, sharing food. And what's interesting isn't just that they did these things, but how. These everyday acts of service, not grand gestures. It seems like that's what really instilled this practical, grounded compassion in young Njezi. Like, true altruism starts at home, in the mundane.
Right. And that everyday compassion, it clearly had a huge impact. Her mother's teachings, the values, they stuck with her, especially that quote, you mentioned it earlier, until you see and embrace the weakest around you, your prayers are incomplete. Wow.
Yeah. And she was the youngest of three, just absorbing all this from a really early age.
Then comes something really tough. Her father dies suddenly. She's only 8.
Yeah, a huge blow. Must have left a deep mark, brought hardship into their lives pretty early on. But even with all the new responsibilities, the financial struggles, her mother just kept embodying and teaching those values. Service, sacrifice, compassion. It's almost like that difficult period, surprisingly, cemented those beliefs even more, showed her that kindness was vital, maybe especially when things are hard.
And you can sort of see a line from that resilience to her early interests, can't you? She was drawn to religious activities, church, singing, helping out wherever she could. What do you think was driving that? Just tradition or something more?
That's a good question. The sources suggest it was, well, definitely more than just tradition for her. Even as a young girl, she seemed to find real purpose, real joy in serving. It wasn't just about faith in the abstract, it was about action. And slowly, she started feeling like her life was meant for something bigger than, just school or family life. This feeling grew until she made a very definite decision. She would become a nun. It sounds like a clear calling, not just a choice.
So at 18,
Yeah.
just 18 years old, she makes this huge decision, leaves her family, home, city, everything familiar, to pursue this spiritual path. She joins the Sisters of Loreto in Ireland, and they were known for their work in India specifically.
Right. So after a few months there in Ireland, getting the initial religious training, she heads out. And in 1929, she lands in Darjeeling, India, which must have been a massive shift, not just geographically, but culturally. And unlike maybe some others who might have kept a bit of distance, she just dives right in, immerses herself in Indian culture, learns Bengali and Hindi, deepens her religious practice within this totally new context. That showed early on her commitment to connect, truly connect.
And from Darjeeling, she then goes to Kolkata, right, where she starts teaching.
Yes, at a school there, teaching English and geography. And apparently she became a really beloved teacher, known for being sweet, calm.
Clearly respected, liked by students, colleagues.
Definitely. But even with that success, that contentment in teaching, there is still this nagging feeling inside, this internal yearning. She sensed her real purpose was somewhere else, something deeper, beyond the school walls.
It's quite a thought, isn't it? That even when you're doing good work, something you enjoy, there might be this stronger pull somewhere else.
Exactly. And that pull led to the moment, the one that just completely changed her direction. September 10th, 1946. She's on a train, heading to Darjeeling again, and she has this experience, the one she famously called the call within, a clear, divine summons, as she described it.
The call within. And what makes it so striking is that it wasn't vague, it was specific, transformative.
Hugely specific. The critical difference was the call wasn't just about being a nun inside a convent anymore, even teaching. No, this new, powerful call was precisely about living among and serving the poorest, the suffering, the helpless, the abandoned, right there with them on the streets.
Wow. So this experience, it leads to an immediate decision, no hesitation.
Apparently immediate and unwavering. She knew she had to leave the school structure, the relative comfort, and serve people directly, in the slums, on the streets, under those tin roofs, living like they did.
Getting permission, though, that couldn't have been easy. From her superiors in the Loreto order.
No, it took time. It wasn't quick. But her determination was just unshakable. Finally, in 1948, she gets the okay. approval to leave the Loreto institution, start this external service. And significantly, that's also the year she starts wearing the white sari with the blue border, that simple garment that became her global identifier, a symbol of humility, service.
Just imagine her starting out then,
Yeah,
in the Kolkata slums, with absolutely nothing, treating the sick, feeding the hungry, teaching kids, no resources, no outside help initially, just this fierce determination, this fire for service, for love, for God. What were those early days actually like, the specific challenges?
oh, immense. Almost overwhelming, you'd think. She literally walked the streets, sometimes begging for food, for supplies, relying purely on faith and, well, the sheer power of her conviction. And it was in that raw environment, facing those struggles, that her passion just proved infectious. Slowly, other women started coming, inspired by her example. Sharing that dedication to a simple life, focused only on serving others, they just started joining her.
So it grew organically at first.
Very much so, which is a testament to her vision, the authenticity of it all.
And this growing group, this momentum,
Hmm.
it leads to the official founding of the Missionaries of Charity in 1950. Founded as a religious institution, sure, but its purpose was wider, wasn't it? Unequivocally about serving those the world had, well, forgotten, cast aside.
Exactly. And Mother Teresa herself put it so powerfully, she defined their mission, saying, "Our service is for those who have no one to love, no one to see. We are for them because they are God's dearest children."
That really hits home. And it raises a huge question, doesn't it? How do you take that profound love and turn it into practical, organized action? Especially starting with nothing, aiming for global reach.
Well, she started answering that almost immediately. Her work expanded quickly beyond just those first streets in Kolkata. In 1952, she established Nirmal Frede Bhavan, means pure heart home. That was a big step.
Pure Heart Home, what was its specific purpose?
Its purpose was incredibly compassionate and, frankly, pretty radical for the time. It was a place specifically for people on the very edge of death, the destitute, the forgotten ones found on the streets. There, Mother Teresa and her sisters, they'd wash them, care for them, offer comfort, bid them farewell with respect, with love, human connection at the end.
This is profound.
Her belief was so strong. If someone lived a life filled with hunger, disrespect, neglect, the very least they deserved was a peaceful, dignified death, surrounded by care.
And the work just kept growing from there, didn't it? Year after year.
It really did. Building on that foundation, the scope expanded, homes for people with leprosy, schools for orphaned kids, projects to empower women in the community.
It sounds like this tireless effort to tackle suffering from many angles.
Absolutely. And all this work, naturally, it started getting noticed. International recognition began to build. Then in 1965, a major milestone. The Pope granted special status to the Missionaries of Charity. That was pivotal. It meant they could officially operate and serve in any country worldwide, open the doors for global expansion.
And they certainly walked through those doors. The missions spread everywhere. Africa, Europe, America, other parts of Asia. She truly became a global figure then. It's mind-boggling to think about the logistics, the cultural challenges of expanding that mission so widely.
It is. But the consistency of their core mission, that focus on the poorest, seemed to translate everywhere. And yes, accolades started pouring in, lots of awards. Though it's crucial to remember, for her, the real honor wasn't the prize itself. It was, as she often said, people's love and trust. That philosophy really showed, even on the biggest stages.
Like the Nobel Peace Prize in 1979. Definitely one of the most prestigious moments. But here's where it gets really interesting.
Oh, yeah. What she did at the Nobel ceremony, it was remarkable. Iconic, really. She broke tradition completely. Instead of going to the grand banquet, the fancy dinner, which is standard Nobel procedure, she requested that all the money set aside for that feast be given directly to the poor in India.
Wow. Just gave it away.
Instantly. It wasn't just charity. It was this powerful public statement, almost a rebuke to worldly honors, contrasting the celebration with the reality she dealt with daily. That single act probably said more than any speech could have, cemented that image of genuine selflessness.
And her words from the Nobel stage were pretty impactful too, weren't they? That simple message.
Yeah. Peace begins where? In your home. If you want peace in the world, first love your family.
Yeah.
So clear, so practical, distilling her whole philosophy down to something everyone could relate to, act on.
She got other huge awards too, right? The Bharat Ratna in India, the UK's Order of Merit, the U.S. Presidential Medal of Freedom.
Yes, many significant honors. But the consistent theme through all of it, Her complete indifference to personal glory. Her focus just never wavered from service, never about her. It's a powerful lesson in humility, especially with that level of global fame.
Then, after 1990, her health really started to decline. Heart problems, lung issues.
Yeah, she had a heart attack in 1991. Multiple hospitalizations followed. It took a toll.
By 96, she needed a wheelchair.